Stop playing small, you ambitious woman, and start betting on yourself. The reason why you have refused to bet on yourself is because of 5 core reasons. Number 1, you worry so much about what people think instead of what you think. Number 2, you lack consistency. It's not that you don't have enough time, you're just not using your time accurately. Number 3, you don't think it's gonna be you. You fail too many times that you begin to believe the stories in your head. Number 4, you're still doing what everyone else is doing instead of looking within to figure out what it is you're meant to do. And finally, you lack self-esteem. You have no self-esteem in yourself. And this is true for over 75% of ambitious women, according to the KPMG studies. Imposter syndrome is real. And in this video, we're gonna get rid of it. I used to be that woman, running around in circles, procrastinating, not betting on myself until I broke the course. I became a doctor of pharmacy at 22 and currently work for one of the top 5 global pharmaceutical companies in the world. You can do that too. So get your pen, get your paper, because I'm about to drop some wonderful knowledge on you. I'm Dr. Princess, PharmD, multiple videos every week, book one-on-one sessions below. Number 1, the reason you fail to bet on yourself is you worry so much about what people think. You worry about what your mother thinks, what your grandmother thinks, what your neighbors think, what everyone thinks besides what is in your heart. The funny part is when the bills come, when the invoice comes, when the rent of the month comes, none of these people come to you. None of them pay your bills. So why do they matter? It is important if you're going to become successful that you begin to bet on yourself, because 3 different doctrines in the world has said this. Epictetus, the father of Stoicism, said, if you want to be successful, you have to be okay with people seeing you as a fool, because oftentimes the intelligent ones do things first and then the masses come along. Number 2, the Bible says, trust in me and you never be let down. You cannot trust in humans. And finally, psychology says, if you put your trust and your worth in others, you're essentially giving a key away to your self-esteem. And not just your self-esteem, your future. So if you're stopping from doing something because of what someone else thinks, as long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as it's in the betterment of the world, yourself and your family, why aren't you not doing this? Because in 2026, things are completely different. Look at the likes of Logan Paul, Donald Trump, Rihanna. They're not the most competent people in the world, but there certainly are people who do not care about what you think about them. To be able to be successful and begin to bet on yourself, you must let go of other people's thoughts. Because if they were doing things with their life here, they wouldn't have time thinking about you. So here are the 3 ways you can begin to learn how to not give a crap about what people think about you, so you can start doing what you're meant to do in this world. Number 1, mortality is a solo game. When you die today, no matter how much your parents love you, no matter how much your mother loves you, no matter how much your spouse loves you, no one is coming to the deathbed with you. No one's coming to the grave with you. Number 2, the clock is ticking. Most of you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or maybe even older. There's only a small window of time that you can achieve what you want. This little energy that you have left should be focused on your goals, not worrying about what other people think, because you're going to wake up one day and you're going to regret that you didn't do anything you wanted to do because of what people thought. If someone does not pay your bills, if they have no say in how you earn your money, what you think and what you do in your life is none of their business. Put that into your head. And finally, this is one thing I'm doing now with my YouTube channel. If you can build quietly, do it. I suggest you do it quietly without letting people know, because you don't want to hear their opinions. Or if you can't do it quietly, that's all right. Go ahead, do it publicly. Do not care about what people think. Get an accountability buddy and just make sure you stick to the things that you want to do. Number 2 is lack of consistency. You do not have little time. It's not because you don't have enough time, you don't have enough education, you don't have enough resources. You have time. You have everything you need to succeed. You're just not consistent because you have not prioritized betting in yourself, doing the right things as your priority. Because you have time to doom scroll, you have time to cackle with friends, you have time to gossip with others, you have time to do everything except what it is you're supposed to be doing, which is working on that goal that you know that you're meant to do. So how do you build consistency? Well, I love to teach with anecdotes. I love to pull science and psychology. Theories are wonderful, but nothing teaches like experience. If you want to build consistency, you do that through the building of routines routines because routines tie onto consistency and habits. For instance, 6:30 to 8 a.m. every day. Before my day job, I work on my YouTube channel. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about what I'm doing between 6:30 to 8 a.m. every day because I know. And over time, my brain begins to tie this to my rhythm of life. So you have to do the same for yourself. You can't just leave the time to work on your goals based on happenstance because there's always going to be something that comes in. Number 2 is to have skin in the game. For 13 years, I worked on several YouTube channels, which I quit miserably. Simultaneously, I earned my doctorate at 22. How was I able to do one and not the other? Because there's no consequence. In college, there are times where exams are set. If you don't study, you fail. And moreover, if I failed, my Nigerian parents would have killed me. Oh yeah, they would have punished and threw me out of home. What I did last year when I started this 10th channel in YouTube, which by the way we're going to see through, is to get an accountability coach who's now my accountability buddy. If I missed an upload schedule, I paid her $100 every week. Now we have skin in the game. Now we have a consequence for when I do not follow with it. And you have to do the same with yourself. You can't just say, I'm going to do something. Chances are you're not going to do it. So put a skin in the game. Make the stakes a lot harder, a lot higher. Hire an accountability buddy. Whatever you need to do, it can't just be based on happenstance, on the whims of your emotions. You have to put skin in the game. In order to become consistent, you have to embrace the idea that things take time. It takes 9 months to bring your child to life. It takes about 366 days for the earth to revolve around the sun. Just like anything in life, there are going to be pitfalls, there are going to be times there, things are not going to go quicker, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations. Things take time. So you have to embrace that time between what you want and the time it materializes as kind of like a tax that you pay. So how do you stay steadfast in the midst of time, trials and tribulations? Is to ask yourself the why. Why am I doing this? What would it mean to me if I didn't finish it? Disappointed in yourself in your deathbed? Is it something you've always wanted? Is it because you know this is going to bring you so much money? Could it be that it's something you believe so much in that it could make a change in the life of other people? Number 3 is to embrace the marathon. One of the reasons why you continue to not commit, to not bet on yourself, is that you expect things to happen overnight. You've tried so many times, it took a while to work, and then you quit. You keep doing what everyone else is doing, what's safe. Is it cybersecurity, medical school, AI? You're just doing that. Don't get me wrong. I have a huge respect for people like myself who have things that we're passionate about. Like for instance, I love science. I also love the idea of helping women actualize through self-help, through psychology, through human philosophy. These are things that are important to me. How do I reach them? I do love the science, which pays me a good job, pays me a good living, that allows me to do this part. But I did not get comfortable and say, oh, I'm just going to do this and never do the other one. I'm doing both. So the question to you is, besides the job that pays your living, what it is that you really want to do? What is it that you're passionate? What is it that you think that you're meant to be doing in this world? And if it's just what you're doing, that's fine, but I doubt it because you're watching this video. How do you figure out what your destiny is, what your personal legend is, what it is that you're meant to be doing in this work? I'll show you the 3 easy steps to do that. Number 1, your calling leaves clues. You need to audit your obsession. Over the last decade, one thing has stayed constant in my life. During the times I was in school, during the times I did pageantry, during the times I was a cannabis head, even though I've quit now, there was always one thing I always did whenever I felt down or whenever I just wanted to pass time. And that is consuming self-help information. I've read over 120 books on self-help, on human nature, on philosophy, on self-actualization. I love anything that teaches me how to be a better person, that gets closer to my real self. I spend countless of hours studying that without being paid. If you find something that you like, that you enjoy doing, ask yourself, how can I turn this into a viable commodity that people will pay me for? Do your research. This is not 2010 anymore where you have to go click 100 links in now. You can talk to Claude. You can talk to AI. It can help you devise ways where you can turn your passion into a viable commodity. Number 2 is you have to refine whatever it is your passion is, because to whom much is given, much is expected of. It does not matter how talented you are. Kobe was a talented basketball player. Madam C.J. Walker was a talented hairdresser, but she had to perfect her relaxers and her hair products. I myself have always been a great orator. I myself have always been someone who's naturally inspiring to people, good at speaking to people one-on-one, but I wasn't great at speaking on stage. That's why I joined Toastmasters. I was a shy kid growing up. So just because you have a talent doesn't mean you don't have to nurture it. Talents are raw materials that need to be distilled into something like a diamond. You take it through processes of distillation, not distillation, that's crude oil, but through processes where you can have that beautiful diamond. And same applies to your talents. Figure out what you love to do and then learn how to make it better and serve it to people and get paid. Another reason why you have failed to better yourself is you've failed too much, that you think it cannot be you, that you cannot win. And I understand, especially once we go past 20, there's just something about being an adult where life smacks you left, right, and center, when you failed many times, when you have been betrayed, where the world has told you no, especially as Black and ethnic women. There are all these voices and all these lived experiences telling you, you're dreaming too big. I get that. Been through that. Watch all of my videos. I share very personal things that have happened to me. But you just can't give up. That's the reason why you're watching this channel, because you know there's something in you that you're supposed to do. How do we turn your past failures, according to you, into raw materials for you to use as lessons to move forward? How can you help yourself to begin to believe in yourself again? I'll make this very simple. No matter how terrible you think your life has been, no matter how much you think you've sucked, there are many things in your life that you're successful about. This is something my therapist tells me. Whenever you feel down, or before you feel down, make a list of the things that you're proud of. Like for me, starting college very young, graduating at 19, earning my doctorate at 22, becoming financially independent, getting therapy, being better at my job, from being an introvert who couldn't speak to now being able to speak in front of people, winning Miss World Delaware, all these different things, learning how to speak up for myself because I was a people pleaser. Make a list of all the things. It could be your home, whatever it is. Just make a list of the successes you've had in your life and review them. As a matter of fact, whenever you feel down, start rewriting them. I actually did this about a week ago, where my therapist says, if you think you're not doing well, start writing things down that you're very proud of and you're thankful for. I got tired after like 5 minutes because there's so many things that you've done that are worthy of helping build your self-esteem. We do that, but also two other things I wanted you to do as well. And that is the art of visualization. I know some of you might say this is all woozy wizza wazza. Actually, there's been a lot of neuroscience, metaphysics, and psychology that ties the idea of visualization. In terms of neuroscience, it activates your reticular activating system, which is a kind of like an antenna in your brain that focuses on things that it believes are important to you. In metaphysics, it speaks that whatever you focus on pulls you into the same frequency realm, while in doctrines like Christianity, when you have faith, you can move mountains. There's a power behind visualization, at least for me. I have used visualization in many ways to achieve and manifest things in my life. I'll give you an example. My first pharma job, I wanted to work for a specific company. I applied so many times and so many jobs, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try the secret thing, the secret book. I was visualizing so heavily, like hours every day, seeing myself working from home for this particular company. Lo and behold, about 3 months later, my brother runs into some guy in Uber. He works for the company. He gives my brother the card. I apply, and a month later, I got into the job. I started working for the company, and there's been so many other things that I've manifested with it. So I would say visualization is one thing that helps me ground myself and begin to build faith that I can achieve something. The other thing I already mentioned, which is to count your wins, especially like when it comes to imposter syndrome, not believing in ourselves, just has a way of letting us think that we're not good enough for things. Like I mentioned, count your blessings, write down your wins, review the things you've ever done that are so good. That would help you boost your confidence. The final reason why you have failed to go hard, bettering yourself, is because of low self-esteem, which by the way is the single number one reason why you will never bet on yourself. No matter how ambitious you are, no matter how many books you've read, you're never gonna get what you want, because you are the mirror of what you attract. If you don't believe in yourself, that's such an all-encompassing thing where the way you think dictates how you move in the world, how you behave, what jobs you apply for, what things you do, things you don't do. You really have to get a handle on how to build your self-esteem. Now, how can you do that? Many years ago, I would do things like visualize, affirmations. Those help in the sense, can help spark a sense of, yeah, I can do it. But nothing teaches more than action. Nothing teaches more than experience. Nothing teaches more than having fundamental tools backed by science to help you to begin to build your self-esteem. And in my experience, being in therapy for the last 3 years, doing action. I'll give you an example. As a people pleaser, right? As someone who's afraid to put herself out there, my therapist says every time you feel scared of doing something, do the exact opposite of what your mind tells you. Are you scared of speaking up at work? Speak up. Are you scared of asking for a loan? Ask for that loan. You have to begin to do the things that you fear. But also it's important to get therapy. I know as a Nigerian, as a child of a narcissistic parent, admitting that you're weak and you need help, or just that mentality of being ethnic people, which you probably might relate if you're somewhat of an Asian or African or Spanish background, it's not something we talk about, but it's not shame. We all have been through things in life, and the world keeps screaming in our head, this and that, you're not good enough, blah, 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 that sometimes no matter how strong you are, and you have to know that I was born outside the country. Can you imagine if I grew up in America? I don't know what my self-esteem would be. You have to get help, get therapy, get a mentor, find someone who can help build your self-esteem, that can help you, tell you what to do. In my case, having had therapy the last 3 years, I've learned so many fundamental tools that go beyond like, you can do it or have faith in yourself. These are fundamental tools, grounding exercises, building routines, using your voice, accepting yourself while you're working yourself. I know the paradox of that. I'm a huge proponent of therapy. So I would say get therapy. Don't push it away. Don't keep it as an afterthought. Very important that you work on that, because your level of success is tied to your level of self-worth, because you can't attain more than what you have. And if you did, you end up like most of these celebrities who have no self-esteem, have no sense of who they are, end up in drugs, end up popping pills, or whatever crazy things they do. So these are the 5 things that have been stopping you from bettering yourself as an ambitious woman. And as we spoke about, number 1 is you worry so much about what people think, so quit that. 2 is you lack consistency, build routines. 3 is you're still doing what everyone else is doing instead of asking yourself in your heart, what am I meant to do? 4 is you fail too much, that you don't think that you can win. Write down your successes that help you, remind you how great and how capable you are of attaining and overcoming whatever it is that you're going through that's preventing you from getting your ambitions. And finally, self-esteem is everything. If you do not have self-esteem, I'm sorry, you cannot get what you want. And even if you did, you absolutely lose it. I'm Dr. Princess, PharmD. Click this video for more videos on how to be a well-rounded, ambitious woman. I'll see you next time. Multiple videos every week. Bye.